Firstly, Paul says, continue in the word. You see this in verse 14 to 15. Continue in the word. Paul begins with a sharp contrast. But as for you, he says. But as for you. So the whole chapter has been actually painting a bleak picture. Evil people, imposters, false teachers growing worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. You see that in verse 13. It's this really bleak picture. So Timothy is surrounded by decline, not by revival, by deception, not truth. That's the air he's breathing. But look at this Christian. Paul is not despairing. Even as evil men grow worse, God is not wringing his hands worried. His sovereign rule holds steady and his word endures. That is why Timothy can continue. By the way, it's also why you can stand as well. Because history and everything that happens in history and every news headline is not outside of God's control, but in his hands. And then Paul looks at him as if to say, Timothy, you're not being swept along by this current. You're not. But as for you, you're not drifting into compromise. But as for you, Timothy, continue. That word continue, if you translate it, it carries more weight than just a polite encouragement. It means remain, dwell, abide. It's the same word that Jesus used of his disciples in John 8, where he said, if my word abides in you, you are truly my disciples. So to continue in the word is to stay rooted in it when everything else shifts. It's to refuse to take the easy path of reinvention or novelty. It's to live a life that's planted and nourished and sustained by what God has revealed in the Scriptures.